Hello, hello, hello. It's coffee time where I go to the Daily Mail website and see what free stories are available because they've been kind of introduced like paywall type thing. What? That can't be right. How can that be right? It can't be. It can't be. Anyway, we're continuing on from yesterday's story about Harmony London, who was a singer and she was singing, well, Christian songs on Oxford Street, apparently, when she was confronted by a, a, a well, again, it's described here as an unpaid volunteer officer who said, "You can't play your songs here," and then said person stuck her tongue out. Because that's what you do. That's how you. It was very bizarre. Yeah, she said she couldn't perform such music on Oxford Street in central London over the weekend. And yeah, the officer is Maya Hadzi-Petkova. Of course it is. Of course. Because I understand that they've given her lots of training in the law. Because, again, a lot of these volunteer officers are under in the old days. In the old days, police used to have very, very strict training up at Hendon. Now we have volunteer officers which you can just make up the rules as they go along. Anyway, I'm getting beside the point. This is why all these auditors do this. I've clocked on. This is why auditors on YouTube, auditors explain, are the mentally deranged who go around with their mobile phones and cameras out, hanging around police stations in order to elicit a response from the plod. For content. I think that's the best way to describe them. But I realise what their game is to show up plod for not knowing the law, which is kind of a sport, isn't it, really? But anyway, now, because we live in a fucking bizarre world that we live in, the Metropolitan Police are now launching an investigation into that special constable. Again, as it says here, there are no laws against singing on pavements, Christian or otherwise. Only bylaws that every council, has, because you have to have again, it's dependent on different councils. Some you require a busking licence, some you don't. As long as you're not blocking the pavement, you should usually be all right. And again, the police can ask you to move on. But anyway. But yeah, the actions of the officer has brought condemnation from all sorts of people, including Anne Widdecombe. There's a name you don't hear very often. Untouched by human hand, Anne Widdecombe. She is the 98-year-old virgin. I don't know how old Anne Widdecombe is, but anyway. Anne Widdecombe, the undiscovered country. The Met said, "We're reviewing body-worn video of this interaction. It's more than 40 minutes long. At the heart of this is a specific bylaw relating to busking. The officer knows she could have handled this differently and is speaking to her manager." No, surely her manager is speaking to her. And detectives said they were working to understand the context in which these comments were made, but also condemned some of the unacceptable posts on social media. Well, don't go around sticking your tongue out. And again, this is Harmony London performing on Oxford Street in November last year. Because again, I don't mind people doing street music. It doesn't bother me. It's quite nice. And more power to Harmony for bringing her talents to the streets. Meanwhile, we don't usually cover it, but I'm going to cover it because this is a good one. There's a war going on at the moment. The Israelis against the Hamas, I believe. And yeah, there's some footage of Israeli special forces wearing disguises. Yeah, they dressed with fake beards and dressed as Muslim women to go into a hospital and capture some of the organisers of the October 7th attack. There we go. So there you go. Oh, that's one way of getting in there. Good news, everybody. immigration will add 6.1 million to the population of the UK by 2036. I'll be dead by then. And yeah, of course it will, because we have unrestricted access. Forget being members of the EU. We just wave everyone in, and that's fine. That's fine, because I don't care. But this is an island, and we're not Europe. We're not mainly Europe. We're not America. We're not, certainly not Australia. If you look at us as a landmass, we're very small. We don't have the infrastructure to, despite what other people will tell you, we don't have the infrastructure to support these people. You know, doctors, dentists, schools, among other things. But yeah, this is official projections suggest that net inflows will add 6.1 million to numbers over the next 12 years. And does it say? Yeah, it's the Office for National Statistics figures. And yeah, this is quite impressive. Though I'm not sure what happened there. That must have been. Is that the vid? That gap in the? But yeah, look at it. They make you proud. But yeah, there you go. It's going to give Nigel Farage and you know, all those people plenty of ammo there. But this is what happens when you live as a world citizen. Everyone wants to come here. So there you go. But the good thing is at least you got somebody to serve you your coffee in your local cheapo coffee shop and to clean your car. You know, that's good, isn't it? So if we go, I've got to be careful because you've got all these Mail Plus stories now littered, and there's some good headlines, but Mail Plus is the subscription side of things. Anyway, let's go to France. The French farmers, right? After their first day of protesting, the French farmers are revolting. No, they've always looked like that. They awoke. Look, here's a farmer who spent a night in a bale of hay, highway barricade in Aix-en-Provence in southern France. There you go. They're awaking to their new day of protest. And here they are. Look, they're having a picnic. Have you brought the wine and the cheese? Oh, I won't do anymore. Oh, we've lost the French. And yeah, so it's been. I think they're having a right old whale of a time. But yeah, it's going to continue the protests. And I do believe they do have some wine. I was right. Look, there is some wine there. Look, there is wine. I was right. There's probably cheese in there somewhere as well. But anyway, yeah, this is going to carry on, this protest. They're entering their second day of siege tactics. But the farmers have announced a hero, their new hero. Who's their inspiration for all of this? What was that? Who's their inspiration for these protests? I wonder, it could be. Well, it's Jeremy Clarkson and his show Clarkson's Farm on the old Amazon TV. Yeah, the French farmers say that everything he says on that show is why we're here today. Yeah, and this is a quote. Everything he explains in that program is why we're here today. You may have left the EU, but we share many of the same problems regarding environmental rules. So yeah, again, if you remember, he owns the Diddley Squat farm. He's called it that because of how much he reckons he owns from it. But yeah, French farmers said even though the UK is no longer part of the EU, the key issues remain the same for all of us, in that there's food inflation, cheaper imports, and environmental legislation which is harming farming and food production. Again, there's a reason for this, is we do still share, you know, some of these core issues. So there you go. Oh, that's a good one. This is this is a good one. Victoria Anderson from Port Glasgow, Inverclyde in Scotland. Right. is calling for a ban on ... question mark. I wonder what it could be. What's she calling for a ban on? I'm going to let you guess for a minute, but as I tell you the story, I can build up some suspense. She took her youngest son, Angus. Gee, I wonder if they're Scottish by any chance. And an elder sibling out shopping on January the 4th. And not long after they'd begun their shopping trip, Angus requested a raspberry flavoured slushy. So now you know what it is. She wants slushies banned, right? After spotting the bright pink coloured ice drink at the local corner shop. And Victoria didn't think about it. She bought the drink for her son because he's never had one. Let him try it, you know, something new. And then he golloped down the ice cold slushy drink. And 30 minutes later, while they was in a shop, the 3-year-old collapsed and fell unconscious. And we got a picture. I think we might have a picture of him as he's drinking the slushy. I think this is Angus. There he is. This is what he looked like. I'm just waiting for everyone to laugh. But seriously, this is little Angus in hospital. He suffered a brain freeze. That's what it was. It's just a simple brain freeze. Don't worry, he's all right now. Look. But yeah, apparently he was suffering from glycerol toxicity. Yeah, which is a thing. I did not know that. What does it say? So yes, she was shocked and she got an ambulance, and he was taken to Glasgow's Children's Hospital, where he remained unconscious for 2 hours while they undertook tests to determine the reason. Yeah, it was ruled he was suffering from glycerol toxicity. I've never heard of it before. But yeah, according to the Food Standards Agency, slushies can contain glycerol as a substitute for sugar to create the slush effect. And while glycerol is found in some other foods, it's added at much lower quantities than in slushy ice drinks. I must admit, I don't think I've ever had a slushy, though now one would probably kill me. So there you go. It can lead to glycerol intoxication. So that episode of The Simpsons, where Bart and Milhouse go on a slushy bender, is true. It's based on fact. And it can induce a drunk-like state, hyperglycemia and loss of consciousness. And for those of you who don't know, this is what a slushy machine looks like. Delicious slushies. I did not know that slushies could make you drunk, and she wants them banned. First, they came for the kiddies' vapes, and I did nothing. Then they came for the kiddies' slushies, and I did nothing. What else will they ban? Well, I do not know. It's a shocking state of affairs. But yeah, Bart Simpson was a warning. Again, another time when the Simpsons have predicted the future, someone will say. So, what else have we got? Any more fun stories? Oh no, footballer. No, not doing that one. Meanwhile, who remembers Captain Tom? Ground control to Captain Tom. How's your charity? All the money's gone. Made that up there on the spot. Yeah. Captain Tom was the old age pensioner who walked during the COVID crisis and raised money. Here he is with his daughter, who's in trouble because of the charity. Again, always be wary of charities because it's usually shysters who are involved with them. But anyway, it was ruled that the luxury spa complex, which was built at the family home without permission, it was costs £200,000. This luxury spa, and here it is. Don't look like much, to be honest, does it? That doesn't look that impressive at all. It's amazing what 200 grand would buy these days. But yeah, This is in Marston Mortain in Bedfordshire, and the demolition teams are in to take it down, brick by brick. And no more luxury spa for them. Seeing their stuff being removed from the buildings, so always get planning permission. Remember that, folks. Always get planning permission, even if your old man walked for charity. He wrote millions, didn't he? He raised millions for the charity. Meanwhile, don't go anywhere. Stay at home. This is a TUI flight from Exeter to Canary Islands, which was having trouble landing, and it lands in a puff of smoke. Yeah, the flight experienced a near miss when the plane struggled to land properly in Lanzarote due to a problem with one of its flaps. Again, you never want to have trouble with your flaps. But yeah, it was inspected by firefighters in case of emergency disembarkation was needed. So everything was eventually fine. Is there a longer clip? I shouldn't ask, because we're probably going to get an advert. I was hoping to avoid the advert. Let's have a look. Eh? Could be an advert. Yeah, this was flight BY6462, which was approaching runway 3. Hey, here we go. We've got the full clip here. Let's enjoy the full clip. Whoops, wish it wouldn't do that. See, here it is. It's coming down. It's got 40 flap. And this was last Thursday that this happened, and it's coming in at quite an angle there. Oh, look at that! I'm waiting for the near miss that they promised. Where's the near miss? Looks quite textbook, really, doesn't it? You wouldn't realise that there was a functioning, malfunctioning flap. It was a very good landing. Oh, is he meant to be doing that? He's meant to be veering off at that rate. Where's the near miss? Yeah, exciting stuff, isn't it? Thrilling. Everyone was thrilled. Go back to sleep now. Meanwhile, Imran Khan. Remember, he used to be a very famous cricketer, wasn't he? Do you remember? He married into the Goldsmith clan, and he was again ended up being Prime Minister of Pakistan. Anyway, he got ousted back in April 2022. Here he is. If you don't remember what he looks like, you might probably remember him better as a cricketer. Here he is. He's looking worried because he's just been sentenced to 10 years in the clink. Blimey, that was a fall from grace, wasn't it? Yeah, apparently he was. Yeah, he's currently serving a 3-year prison sentence for corruption, and now he's got 10 years, another 10 years for leaking state secrets. And this comes 2 weeks before the Pakistan elections. So yeah, Khan and his deputy Shah Mahmood Qureshi also received a 10-year sentence, have the right to appeal. But yeah, it's not looking good for him. But yeah, politics is a murky business. What else have we got? Oh, no, we've got to cover this one. Yesterday, if you've been court news, this is a good one. Everyone's favourite loon, Lawrence Fox, went to the High Court yesterday because it was a defamation case. He was on X. He was. It's again. I've got to explain the story. He was accused of libel against drag artist Crystal, who appears, I think, in RuPaul's Drag Race. Not that I watch it, just remembering the case details. And former Stonewall trustee Simon Blake. Because it all started when Lawrence Fox got a bit uppity about Sainsbury's, because Sainsbury's decided to mark Black History Month. These companies do it. It's all about money. It's all promotion for Sainsbury's. It's not really about Black History Month. It's all rather cynical. That's my take on it. Do I care? No. Do I care? Other than saying it's a cynical marketing ploy. But anyway, they called him racist because he was very anti Black History Month, and he in turn called them paedophiles. He ramped it up a bit. Have we got a picture of him? Here he is. Here he is standing outside the Royal Courts of Justice in central London yesterday saying, "I'm fucked." You really are. You really are, because you can't go around accusing people of that. I've got. So yeah. So it went to the High Court. Let's see. And so yeah, so they said, yeah, well, he's racist because he doesn't like Black History Month, and Lawrence Fox, he said, well, I'm not racist because I've got a black girlfriend, and how can I be racist when I dress like this? And everyone went, it's not a good look, man. That's not a good look. Yeah. Lawrence Fox actually did blackface and posted it on X, because that's what you do. Again, more background. Lawrence Fox is part of the Fox acting dynasty. You know, had a career possibly based on nepotism and his family name. So we've watched this guy kind of self-destruct. Again, married to Billy Piper back in the day. He was, you know, quite a name at one point. Well, anyway, they found him guilty of defamation, because you can't go around besmirching people's characters like that. You know, you just, it's not a good look unless you can actually prove that they are the thing that you're accusing them of. You can't do it. And the thing is defamation happens all the time. You know, again, the rule of defamation is you can't make an untrue claim that will harm someone's personal standing or damage their character. It's designed for rich people, really, because rich people can tend to fight it. You know, so because if it happens to a little person, you get to the court and go, well, we've got no evidence that you've got to be kind of a public character. But on X and social media and even YouTube, people are being defamed all the time. I mean, it's happened to me. And hopefully this now will be used going forward in law, that you can't go around. Lawrence Fox could have came back with many different insults, but he went for that one. And it's cost him, because what's the thing? You fuck around and you find out. And he certainly did. And that's defamation. Thanks for playing. And he's quite bonkers. So there you go. Oh dear. Maybe he had too many slushies. He should have used that excuse. Meanwhile, Elon, our Lord and Saviour, Elon Musk, has revealed that the first human has had a brain implant. He's got this system called Neuralink, which will turn you into, I don't know, a cyborg. The billionaire said last night that his startup Neuralink has successfully performed a craniectomy to attach a device to an unnamed person on Sunday. The product is called telepathy. Really? And he hopes it will allow users with disabilities to communicate faster than an auctioneer. And he said it will enable the control of your phone, computer, And almost any device, just by thinking, again, is designed to be an aid for the disabled. But here you go. Here is a tweet. It's not called, it's a post. It's not called a tweet anymore. He said, explaining what has happened. Now, again, if this is successful and this does work, here's an explanation of what it does, then that would be amazing. And I know everybody, doesn't like Elon, but at least he is trying to change the world. He's trying to do some good with his money, I suppose. So yeah, it'd be amazing how that works out, because it's going to have real positive implications to those who are, quadriplegics or disabled. What else have we got? Oh dear. Murders. Not doing that. Meanwhile, are you smart? If you're smart, you might watch University Challenge. No, I watch Mastermind. It's always been my thing. But in the most recent episode of University Challenge, the contestants in the show proved that they weren't particularly bright. Some have said that this is a classic moment. I don't. I think it's highly embarrassing. Trinity College, Cambridge, and the Open University team both made a bonkers claim. They've got the question is, I'm just waiting for the clip to run around. Here it comes. Name 2 countries that are members of both the EU and Commonwealth. United Kingdom and Malta. United Kingdom and Cyprus. And he says, I presume you guys have forgotten about this thing called Brexit. Yeah, they still think that the UK is still in the EU. They ought to get out more. They ought to get out more. It's not 2016 anymore, We've moved on. So yeah, they're not that bloody clever, are they? Well, this guy's not going to get Father of the Year. This is Michael Gill and his daughter Mia. He decided to take her away for a day trip. Oh, I wonder where he's taking that. Southend, maybe, Brighton. Maybe into London. Go to see the museums. That'd be a good day trip for an 8-year-old, for his 8-year-old daughter, wouldn't you? Now, where did he take her? He took her to Erbil in Iraq. Yeah, here she is, standing there with the market square behind her. Is that Iraq? Are you sure? And yeah, he's travel mad. And this came just 2 weeks after a US military base there had been attacked by a drone. And here she is in the market in Erbil. Look at all the many carpets are for sale. So yeah, no, I don't think that's a good idea. Remember, stay at home, kids. Stay at home. That could be it could be an animal story, not question. Story. So I'm going to do that later. God, there's a lot of Mail Plus stories that I've got to. Okay, we've got advertising fails. This is on ranker.com. Ah, you're a ranker. That's what people would shout at me if I was in China, I'd imagine. Okay, I think this is advertising fails. I'm not sure exactly what, because all white meat chicken made of 100% beef. Sounds good to me. Aye, caramba. We've done this one before. I've seen this before because it looks like, um, look, I think someone's put a crease in it to accentuate the glands. Oh dear. My dog, yep, certainly is. Well, it's obviously the cat identifies as a dog. You can do that now. You can identify as anything you want to be. I identify as a successful and popular YouTuber with a full head of hair. Musical instrument. I think you blow into the end of it. For those of you who can't see what that is, it's a gun. It's a plastic gun. So if you blow into the end of it, it makes a lovely, nice. He's got a nice pair there. I don't know what's coming out of Wonder Woman's mouth, but I think she's gagging for Superman. Do you remember when Buzz Lightyear was in the Avengers? Oh, I see. Yeah. That's an L and an I, not a U, of course. Frown is a four-letter word. It certainly is. Do you remember when Nick Nolte looked like Eddie Murphy and Eddie Murphy looked like Nick Nolte? I remember that. Oh dear. Tastes like grandma. It sure does. There you go. So that's some design fails there. Or products that don't live up. Meanwhile, this is fun. Something was doing the rest of the weekend. At London Bridge, they announced a pride pillar because London Bridge is inclusive to everyone. Because until the weekend, no lesbian, gay, or bisexual people were allowed to travel through London Bridge until they installed this sign. It's true that before that you weren't allowed to go in there, and now, I mean, it just looks like someone's vomited up a rainbow. I mean, it's like, what the holy fuck is going on? And you got the little pie symbol there. That's for the paedophiles, for the paedophile information exchange. That's a joke. That's for is it polyamory or something? My daughter, she knows all these flags. She's very good. She finds them as amusing as I do. But anyway, they installed that at London Bridge Station, so everything would be inclusive. And one of the knobs behind it is not Keir Starmer. It's the ginger guy, Shane Andrews. He was he works for Network Rail, and they went through his old tweets, you see, and yeah, it weren't good. It weren't good because he's into diversity and inclusivity. They went right back for a decade, and they found derogatory language towards women and lesbians. He made lewd references to Tom Daley, who was underage at the time. Suggestions he'd try and photograph a sexy conductor, male sexy conductor on the I think it was on the bus, and he made an offensive joke about Anne Frank. So yeah, it's those people that are tired of explaining reality to fantasists. And he got awarded an MBE in the 2021 New Year's Honours lists. Nice that, because of his work to boost inclusivity. He also works, of course, as a scout leader. I do think we have a picture of him. I've got a picture of him. Is that the same guy? But yeah, this is how you want your scout leaders to look. I'm just putting this here so I'd admit, because I saw. There you go. That's a scout leader. Nothing problematic there at all. Nothing problematic at all there. So yeah, that's good. So yeah, pride, inclusivity. Never write the insults down. Never. If you don't write the insults down, they can never find them, because they go through your Twitter like a dose of salts. You know, they'll go through your Twitter like a dose of salts. You've got to be very careful what you do. You virtue signalers. Oh dear. What else have we got? Have I done enough? Oh blimey, I think I have. I can hear drilling. Just checking to see if. Yep, I found another one. That's good. I also found this. This is, I'm going to Australia's youngest MP. This is Georgie Purcell of the Animal Justice Party. Okay. She wasn't too happy because of a picture that appeared on the news promoting her appearance. This is Channel 9 news on the Channel 9 network news. Yeah, she wasn't too happy with the pictures that they used to promote her appearance. Just getting this queued up because this is the original picture. This is the original picture of her, and for the news bulletin, she says that they've photoshopped it to accentuate her breasts. There you go, and also they've kind of added like a crop top to it. I don't know if you can see there. Look, whereas you can see on the original picture, she's wearing like an all-in-one dress. So. Yeah, and she's not too happy. So that's weird that the media feel it acceptable to do this fakery. And yeah, Georgie Purcell, she tweeted and said, and here's a tip. She said, my whole stomach is tattooed. So they even got her stomach. But she said, I can't. She said, I can't imagine this happening to a male MP. She says, note the enlarged boobs and outfit made to look more revealing. I see this, her tweeting about it. Wow, Australia, you really are stuck in the 1970s. Blimey. Blimey. Now, I've got two quick animal stories. First of all, right, we're going to China. This is an elderly woman in Shanghai whose last name is Lu. And she said that she's got rid of any mentions of her children from her will because she claims that they've neglected her in her old age, right? And right, she has decided. This is reported by the South China Morning Post, by the way. She has decided to leave her fortune, all £2.2 million of it, entirely to her pets. She told the outlet that only cats and dogs have been there for her, and she wants the money to be used only to care for animals and their offspring when she dies. Despite there being legal challenges surrounding this in China, an official from the company's will registration centre headquarters in Beijing explained there are alternatives to solve the issue. He said Lu's current will is one way, and we would advise to appoint a person she trusts to supervise the vet clinic to ensure her pets are properly cared for. But the story has sparked debate about inheritance in China. But there you go. But it's not the first time that's happened. There's been many cases where millionaires have made sure that their animals have been looked after. But I don't know if they've actually cut their kids out of the will. That's the interesting aspect. Meanwhile, we're going to this is the Highland Wildlife Park near Kingussy up in Scotland, and we've got a picture. There is some footage here, but there's an advert first. 30-second ad on a 1-minute video. So, but yeah, children have been told not to go out alone, and it affects children at the Alvey Primary School. So yeah, that's not good, is it? Because there's a macaque monkey on the loose. There he is, just doing, minding his own monkey business. Maybe he's looking for some monkey nuts. I don't know. But he's a big old boy, isn't he? Look at him. I don't know if that's him inside the zoo or if him escaped. Yeah, he's eating from a bird feeder. I think that's him escaped. So yeah. So there's a Japanese macaque on the loose in Scotland. And drone pilots and wildlife experts descended on King Craig yesterday as the search for the escaped monkey entered its second day. He's joined the French farmers. And it's funny, French farmers are striking macaque monkey escapes at the same time period. It's just, there's got to be a link to that. But yeah, it's believed to have fled the Inverness Shire park around 7 AM on Sunday after challenging another primate for leadership. He obviously lost. His feelings were hurt and he ran away. And several sightings have been reported in and around King Craig, but the animal so far has evaded capture. And a park spokesman said they've been out with a thermal imager and a drone, but while they're able to spot native wildlife, rabbits, foxes and buzzards, there was no sign of the monkey. But yeah, they've baited a humane trap with food in a hope they can snare him. But yeah, Keith Gilchrist, Park's operation manager, said it's a very dynamic group of animals with a strong hierarchy. This time of year, tensions run a bit high and sometimes fights break out. But yeah, they shouldn't have tried and approach him because, and here is drone operator Ben Harrower with his drone that's looking for the monkey. So there you go. And here's a better picture of him just sitting, chilling. He's feasted on those nuts from the bird feeder and he's thinking, this is quite a life. I could go it alone. So there you go. That's enough for today then. We'll go see if there's anybody in 7 in. No one's interested. Now again, I don't want anyone to leave any comments or thumbs up the video at all. I don't want anyone to see this video. I want to keep it our little secret. So shh. Reverse psychology. I think it's working. Plains in, good morning. I'm in a bolshy mood, so I better not get started on that anti-Christian PCSO volunteer police officer. Was you outside your local Welsh church? Because Plains, he's one of God's squad. Was you there with your tambourine with the Sally Army? Did they ask you to move along? Don't take it personally, son. They'll be judged. They'll be judged in the hereafter. Remember that. When St. Peter comes, when she goes through the gates, the pearly gates, St. Peter's going to go, you, get back. Andrew's in. Andrew says, Darren, you could do your busking music. I can't play. These are purely for ornamental purposes. You know I can't play. Everybody knows that. Nick says, Darren, what's your favourite Yes album and song? Is this really an appropriate time to ask that? I don't have a favourite Yes album. I think it's isn't it the Quest? Isn't that, or Mirror to the Sky? One of those two, or Heaven and Earth. I love those albums. Simon's in said, good morning. Drinking a slushy may be fatal for you. Exactly, it could kill me dead. Oz says, I remember buying a slushy back in the early 80s. So they're hardly new in the UK. Kids today, I've never heard of it. Well, only from The Simpsons. And it's funny because there's a tanning salon that we go past, and they've got a slushy machine in the window of a tanning like salon. Because I often think slushy and tanning, and then the missus jokes, well, you've seen Final Destination, haven't you? One of the Final Destination movies. I'm not going to spoil it, but a slushy and a tanning booth is involved. Big fan of those movies. Just says airports are busy now that taxiways can now plane up to 30 miles or so. And Oz says Lawrence Fox looks like the lead singer from Boston in that photo. I take your word for it. He's lost the plot. Dog cam. I don't know where. Oh, it's pointing at me. Wait a minute. I'm gonna have to. I'm manually holding dog cam. Everyone. Here it is. It needs to be calibrated. I need to calibrate it. Here we are. It is calibrated. There we go. My arm's getting stiff. No, it isn't. I'm just joking. Anyway, so that's that. Robbie's in. He says, hello. Hello. Oz says, have you decided your next album review? Heavy weather report, because somebody asked for it. Hart says, oh, the alphabet people invaded London, but it's everywhere. It's everywhere. There's even a train. They described it as the most inclusive train or something. Oh, inclusive. Transpennine it was. Come on there. Here we go. It's the Unity train. Here you go, and it's got the most colours that they can fit on a train. Look at that. Now the Transpennine Express has one of the worst rates of customer satisfaction. It's always late, it doesn't work, trains missing. But it's in the title. Transpennine Express. Trans, it only identifies as a rail company. That's the joke. That's the joke. That's all you're getting. That's all you're getting. But there you go. Multicoloured. It's just so fucking garish. It's got no taste. Now you think, if you can tell this is not designed by gay people because they've got more taste than that. Scout leader, say no more. And Andrew says, see you in the live stream. Indeed, for those who don't know, Tuesday nights are live stream night, and at about 11 p.m. I come here and torment you for an hour and a half. It's always a bit scary because totally random things. So there you go. So anyway, that was the news. Thank you for watching. I've gone on far too long, but then I started earlier, but I've still gone on far too long. This was only meant to be half an hour. I'm gonna do half an hour, but then I find the Slushy story. There you go. Anyway, thank you for watching. Killing the channel one video at a time. That was the news. You've got to drink out. Ta-ta.